Kuya Nate's not a good guy. He's a bad guy, man. We're going to start with the man who prefers his mangoes from the Philippines. That's Team G Sale Matt. Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, YouTube. This is Nate from Thrift Dweller. Yes, it is morning. I had just finished doing a 16-hour shift right after doing a previous 13-hour shift. And Kuya Nate is happy to be back in the lab to record these Top 3 Tuesday Versus Series videos for you. Today, on deck, we have another challenger for the throne, the Manitoba Madman himself. He puts the G in Team G Sale, Matt. Let's check him out.
What's going on, YouTube? Team G Sale back with another video. We're going to be doing something like really different this time around, guys. I'm going to be doing a one-on-one battle video with my good buddy Nate. And this time I'm pulling nothing back. I'm pulling out the big guns for this one. Whatever I got, I know Nate don't got it. In fact, speaking of that, I'm actually, I could put this in the video. This is just a very, very rare weed display that they only put into hospitals. And I just happen to find it for $50. Oh, shoot, what's this? Oh, it's a copy of the Omega Virus, a very, very rare game. I got this for $5 at Value Village. But no, we won't put those in the video. We're just going to focus on some actual games. I need to pull out some big guns here because I know Nate's going to have some big guns in his video. And
Matt showing a little bit of early onset something there, tripping over things in his room, it's fumbling things. Will that come into play? My sensors are picking up his power is over 9,000, so he held himself to a certain standard in his top 3 list, which I will give him credit for, and I will implore people to take that into consideration when they are deciding who they think had better finds. I'm expecting some good things from this man. Can't wait for that, but as always, the reigning, defending, heavyweight champion of this channel, Kuya Nate. Let's not forget, the champ needs a status symbol. What's up, YouTube? Welcome to video number 4 of my pre-recorded top 3 greatest finds ever from the wild. Today's top 3 list stems from one video from the summer of 2013. Yes, this is more monetarily based, that's why it is on my list, but the story behind it, the sentiment, is also very important. It was the first video that we ever shot, introducing to the world Ian Beardman, one of our best friends growing up and one of our best friends in life. Little did we know the monster that we would create. 64-bit Matthew made a cameo in this video. This is the summer of 2013. I'd gotten a tip from my friend Matt that this new pop-up video game store in Brandon, not his home city, but closer to him than me, had I think it was Mega Man X3, Earthbound, some other games that were on my list. So Matt gave me the tip. I prepared the week before a bundle of items to trade. $50 what I paid, approximated for all the stuff that I was going to trade in. So we go into the wilderness, like 3-hour drive from where we live. We took Ian along with us in my little Hyundai accent. So we get to the store and we realize the games are not there. I have a sneaking suspicion Kyle, who showed up in this video, protected his home turf, heard we were coming, snapped up the games we were looking for. Heartbroken, right? That was a KO. We were down. We got hit in the face a little bit, but then I brought in my trades anyways to show to the shopkeep. And he says, wait, I have some stuff that you might be interested in. Lucky find from the wild. Lucky for us. He comes up with this box of Sega Saturn and Sega CD games. Matt gave me the nod of approval in the video. It's one of the greatest videos I think we ever put out on YouTube. Check it out. It'll be linked in the description below. So all the games I list today for my luckiest finds of the wild. Average price per game is under $4 for every game that I got back. Kuya Nate's coming in with one video. All the pickups today are from one video. One of the greatest videos, he says, has ever been put out for Thrift Dweller. Will this tactic be enough to defeat the Titan of Team G Sale? That explanation Kuya Nate did was kind of long, but his picks, the top 3 are very short. So let's get into it. Let's start with the challenger, though. The Manitoba Madman himself, Matt.
let's switch this up. We're going to go kind of in reverse order that I found these ones here. This one fell down here. As some people know, I do collect for the Atari 2600. It was one of my absolute favorite consoles. First one I ever had as a kid, and I do always keep my eyes out for it. One thing I do notice is Value Village tends to undervalue Atari 2600 games. They often put them for like $1.99, $2.99 for pretty cheap. I found this one about 2 or 3 years ago, and it's funny because I've actually come across another one since then in a big lot that I had that I sold. I didn't realize how much this one had gone up in price, and when I was looking through some of my games, I still had kept the sticker on. I'm actually shocked because I didn't think I was going to. This one here is, I'll show you the sticker first, right there, Value Village, $1.99. And this is Gas Hog for the Atari 2600. Spectravision games are always a little bit uncommon, and this one tends to be really uncommon. It was actually with a bunch of other games, but I had them all. They were all at $1.99. Thankfully, they didn't look this one up because, well, I'll put the prices here. You'll get a chance to look at what they are. But either way, Gas Hog for the Atari 2600 for $2, I'll take it any day of the week.
If that game is very impressive to you, give him the point in the comments below. But before you decide, we have to check out Kuya Nate's number 3 pick on his top 3 greatest finds ever from the wild. Brandon edition. From the wilds of Brandon. Number 3 on my list. I'm just going to put all the games that I found there. But in that bundle was also an Astal. A-S-T-A-L. For the Sega Saturn. Astal right now is going for about $85 American. $4 Canadian. $85 American. That's a pretty good swing, right? That's just number 3. That's just number 3. If you haven't seen that video before, prepare to be amazed. Gaze upon my glory. Kuya Nate coming in with a little bit of a wishy-washy pick there. He said all the games that he found that day, but most notably Astal. So both competitors have plugged in their number 3 submissions, but this battle is the top 3 greatest finds from the wild. So let's go into number 2, starting with our opponent, Matt.
All right, the next 2.
Round 2.
These guys
Fight.
found them both on the same day. I have no idea why they price them differently. Sometimes Value Village will do that. They'll have like a bunch of games. Some are $3.99, some are $4.99, some are $7.99. There's no rhyme or reason to it. Walked into, again, Jefferson Value Village. Happens to be a bit my favorite one. The last pickup, however, it wasn't Jefferson. I'll talk about that in a second. So I'm going through and I looked on their rack there, and they had some Xbox games. They had a bunch of them. I think someone must have brought in their whole collection, 15, 20 games. I started scanning them. Pretty common titles, and then this one's right in the middle, and then one's right at the end. The first one, I noticed there for $3.99. There it is. And this is Def Jam Fight for New York. Came out on a bunch of different systems, but for whatever reason, the Xbox one really holds value. And it was complete in the case. Really happy to get this one, and I didn't own it at the time in my collection. I actually have this one out on display, so normally I slip the case off because I don't want that label showing, but I do want to keep the show that I did own this one at one time. So $3.99, and I think this one's not as rare, to be honest with you. I think it was, but it isn't anymore. And this one was $4.99. I have no idea why they price them differently. And this one is Digimon Rumble Arena 2. Very, very uncommon game. There's another Digimon game that's Digimon World 4. Pretty common, but this one is really uncommon. And it is complete in the case, I believe. Yep, there it is. And I'm really happy to add those two to my collection. So, down to number 1.
Matt coming in with a Transcona twosome for his second pick from the wilds of Value Village. Def Jam Fight for New York, which is, yes, that is a very good pickup. And some sort of Digimon game. That's probably going to appeal to more of the millennials out there. I like people who are my age and they're like, I'm a millennial. You're not a millennial. If you grew up watching Pepsi commercials about Generation X, you are damn it Generation X. For people who don't know, Matt used to be a world-class break dancer. Nate putting out the fake facts out there. Number 2 for Kuya Nate. Number 2 on my list. The game, I still own it, but it's really one of my favorite games. Really beautiful 2D beat 'em up, probably one of the best beat 'em ups ever made. Guardian Heroes for the Sega Saturn. Today, $4 Canadian investment back then translates to a value on pricecharting.com. $182 American. That's like a 30% premium on Canadian dollars, man. How can you put a price tag on this game though? Because of the story that comes along with it. You know, I wouldn't sell this game for less than 600 bucks. That's how much my friends mean to me. Nate putting in the hot sauce. That being said, all that is left, the cherry on top of the cake, the pickle in the burger, the number one pick from each of the competitors' lists, and the best game of that entire lot. Yes, Burning Rangers. Burning Rangers on price charting is listed at $499.90 American. You know how many elbow drops that is? Who can survive that many elbow drops? Not my opponent. I think my list wins, and it was all from one video. Prove me wrong, opponent. Show me what you got.
Okay, what was number one? Well, this one was not Jefferson Value Village. This one was Ellis Value Village. And I happened to be going, this was way back. Like, I'm thinking, I want to say it was 7 years ago, 6 years ago, something like that. I was still collecting for the NES. I walk into the Ellis Value Village, and they had this little glass display case, and they had a few NES games in there. And this was the darndest thing. They had priced some of the other ones higher. So they had Super Mario 3 at $9.99, which today is a decent price, but at the time it wasn't. They had Super Mario 2, I think, for $9.99. They had Punch-Out, I think, for $9.99. And then they had a couple cheaper ones. And then they had this one there, completely, absolutely undervalued. And there it is there, $1.99. Oh, my thing's bright today. The sticker's kind of old, too. It's fading. $1.99. And drum roll, please. This was Metal Storm. So Metal Storm is a very uncommon game, if anybody knows. I was really, my heart was pounding, because as soon as I saw it, I thought, yep, there's a rare one. I don't own it. I need it for my collection. None of the prices were showing. They were all like flip on the back, so I couldn't see any of them. So whenever I said, can I see all the games, she brings them out, and right away I'm like, whoop, well, that one's getting bought. And yeah, it was absolutely 100% legitimate. I opened it up, checked the board, and yeah, the Value Village got caught slipping, as the game chasers would say. Either way, those are, I have some more, but those are sort of the ones I picked out. And again, like, Nate probably got the same problem I have. Like, we kind of forget where we get some of this stuff from. Like, you know, it's, or if you even have it. And I liked Nate's last video he did against KMD Baby, because he found like games, it was a theme, right? It was games that he got from friends or friends found. I'd like to do that one too. I have some awesome games that I'm not even counting that friends gave me for a really good deal, or went out game hunting and they found it and then gave it to me. See what happens in the comments section. I even wore my Toronto Raptors championship hat today, just because, I don't know, pretty sure I got this one in the bag.
Matt's coming in with the heavy artilleries. Whose list reigns supreme? Let us know in the comments below who won this competition of the Super Junior Heavyweight Handsome Class Division of Thrift Dwellers versus Series. You guys decide. You are the arbiters. You are the judges. Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to check out episode 1 and episode 2 of the Thrift Dweller versus Series. We're going to say thank you to Matt. He came in heavy, came in confident, came in strong. But as always, Kuya Nate playing the heel in today's scenario. Coming in strong himself. Special thank you to the homie Matt. He's a good friend of ours. I really wish this coronavirus would just go away already so we can all hang out again. But yeah, thank you, Matt, for taking the challenge. You do have a brass set, my friend. Check back for follow-up videos to all 3 of the episodes released so far in the Top 3 Tuesday versus Series. We will do response videos. We'll declare winners. Winners in this crooked federation of thrift finds. Can there really be a fair winner? We don't know. We're going to hear from the chairman himself from Thrift Dweller versus the Thrift Dweller Wrestling Federation. He'll make an appearance on the next follow-up videos. And that's it for me, Nate. Thank you very much. Be safe, everybody. Good night and good luck. Kenny Omega.